The FBI, the ATF, Hamilton County, Chattanooga Police Department, the U.S. Attorney, every single resource that we...
And all these people here, everybody here, they're all Christians. They are brought up in Christian homes. They all have a brain. These people here, they all have a brain completely conditioned and brainwashed by Christian upbringing during the imprisonment period. They all were little kids. They all went to church. Find me one of these guys that is not a Christianity-infected idiot. Find me just one. One. And you will not see it. They're completely in la-la land. They have no idea about reality. They have no idea about science. They don't have no idea that the brain is the creator of thinking. They don't keep in mind that they were product of a spit of cum, of semen from their father's penis. So the penis is actually a god, is a creator. They were created by a penis, by a coitus, by an act of copulation, by a spit of a sperm. Not ridiculous gods and all that, angels and crap like that from gods. No, we're in the 21st century. We are created by coitus, a spit of semen from our parents' cock. The penis is the one that created all of us. And when the brain is sick, it creates only sick thinking. And all the beliefs, irrational beliefs of all religions and schizophrenia, denotes a sick brain. Brain is the one that creates thinking. And these people all have brains, and they're all sick. And that's the reason the problem of the shooting. That is an irrational act created by a person that was born in a Christ psychosis home, infected with Christ psychosis, Islam psychosis, a problem with the brain thing. And they have all these churches that propagate the infection in all the nation. They have mosques and synagogues. They believe in Armageddon, and the aliens are going to come over and get you, and the government is the new world order and all this crap. There's such a thing. That's conspiracy theory psychosis. Everybody that believes in this conspiracy theory is an imbeciles. That's the product of Christianity-infected homes. And other religious psychosis too. A sick brain can only create sick thinking. And this is just another thing that happened. It will continue to happen. So what's new? And this is called pun piso, presenting facts. And the stupid, mentally healthy, in other words, atheist scientists and intellectuals like Dawkins, Dr. Krauss, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and the rest of these brilliant minds, and Harris and all that, and neurologists, they don't see it. They're believing God is a mental illness, infected the whole nation, and actually practically the whole world. This is the problem. These brilliant minds, Dr. Sapolsky, a lot of brilliant neuroscientists, they don't realize that the most dangerous thing the United States have is this zombie God belief. When people start saying, let's pray, and let's go to church, and thanks to Jesus. Well, Jesus, screw you, imbeciles. If you believe in Jesus like believing in Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, you believe in life after death, go to the Grand Canyon and jump and say, in Jesus' name I jump. Jesus Christ is a title. It was a title of Julius Caesar. It's like saying POTUS. It's like saying King of Rock and Roll. A title, not a person, you imbeciles. See this? It will continue to happen. And see that? See what the Morons call it? See that? An act of domestic terrorism. My ass. There's an act. Religious psychosis, infected psychopath. His disease became full-blown. That's what happened. It's like the HIV/AIDS, the HIV positive. That they look very sane and, very healthy in the body and everything, but they have the virus. And the virus can become full-blown AIDS. And that's exactly what this religious psychosis infected imbeciles. Religious psychosis are like positive of the disease, of the psychopathy, of the God psychopathy, God virus. And they are positive. And when least expected, so all of these were Islam psychosis positive that became full-blown. I compared the Islam psychotic with Christianity-infected homes. Ask why he did it. Why? Because he became insane because of his Christian upbringing. He see different things. He believed in conspiracy theory. The government is after him, and all this rest of the stuff that, you know, they are Muslims, and they are come over to get us, and they are infiltrating the United States, and all this psychosis due to this Christian. They are so stupid. They don't teach them science in schools. They don't teach them ancient history. They don't teach them geography and the world, how everything came around. No, all this Bible crap. This is what you get. A reaction to the Crusaders by Islam psychotics. See what I mean? Domestic terrorism. Oh, they became radicalized. It's like a schizophrenia. Do the schizophrenic become schizophrenized when they act their delusions and imbecilities? No, it's all religious psychosis. It's the cancer of the brain, the HIV of the brain. Nobody seems to see it. And I'm the only one that actually constantly rant about this stuff and constantly say it all the time in YouTube videos that I make. Always I say that. The reason is because it's a cancer that nobody sees, and you have to repeat it like 1,000 times before it sinks into the brains, the infected brains of the imbeciles. Nobody sees it. They attack me, the messenger, but they don't see what I'm saying is all the facts that I produce. They don't question that. They attack me because they're saying I'm crazy and all that, because I tell it like it is. And if the shoe fits, wear it. The brain creates thinking, and the brain is a product of coitus. And when the brain is sick, it creates sick, irrational beliefs, which are at the core of all religions and all schizophrenias and many neurological disorders. So there, and that's a fact. And they're going to do a psychological evaluation of this shooter. But the illness hides in plain sight. Just like him. Just like him. Cry psychosis. See, they're both religious psychosis infected. Very dangerous. And there's going to be a psychological evaluation, but they never question the religion upbringing. This is never mentioned. Watch TV and watch all these programs and watch all this news of all these people that shoot people. Even the German co-pilot that crashed the plane with 109 people just about 3 months ago in the Alps. This German co-pilot. It's all due to Christianity. It's due to this psychosis, this delusion of God belief and angels and demons and spirits and possession and all this crap, which also influence and creates conspiracy theory. Exactly. The only ones that actually are sane are atheists. Atheism means not believing all that crap. So therefore, an atheist is a mentally healthy individual. And when you educate your brain and you get rid of, and you learn and get more information, you become more informed, and then you are, being an atheist, you can absorb all that information and understand it. And the problem is the United States of America is a Christianity-infected nation. Like, the whole Western world is Christianity-infected. 80%, 75% of people in the United States are Christians. They're Christianity-infected. Church, mosques, and synagogues spread this disease.
But first, I want to go to Drew Griffin. He is at the location of the second shooting.
It is religious psychosis for you. Religious and mental illness. The worst is Christianity. Christ psychosis is the worst. It started at the 4th century. Then came from the same Abrahamic religious psychosis came, Islam psychosis in the 7th century.
A very deliberate and probably.
And these people remember the Crusades. They do, all of them.
That body is still here. There's a huge presence by the FBI, by the ATF, and local law enforcement, but we're...
And of course, basically, these people are very deeply believers, deep Islam psychosis. Christianity-infected imbeciles used to be the same long time ago. They used to kill themselves for their God. They still, some of them do, like Jim Jones, for instance, in 1978, the Guyana massacre, and some do, some still, you know, Doe of Heaven's Gate is also a Christianity-infected people that actually want to go to heaven in the in the spaceship planet, in a spaceship piloted by zombie Jesus that was trailing comet Hale-Bopp, you know, a few years ago. And they committed suicide, like 32 people in San Diego. Christianity-infected imbeciles. Now, the Islam psychotics are deeply believing. They read the Quran 5 times a day. They're completely conditioned. All these people are infected. And they know that they're going to go to heaven. They're going to be with somebody, with their Allah, God, an imaginary friend. So they still remember all the atrocities of the Crusaders. 250 years of atrocities in the from the 1100s to 1250s or something like that. But anyway, they remember that, so they don't mind, because, you know, Christianity infected the United States and a lot of the Christian nations. They invade Africa, they invade everything. They take missionaries, impose their stupid garbage Bible crap over everybody. And this happened in the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s. They want to convert everybody with the Christian imbecilities. They raped the Americas. They stole all the land and all that, the natives. They did that in America here. You know, raping the natives, imposing their stuff, stealing their lands, stealing their gold, subjugating them, making them enslaved. They're racist pieces of shit, these Christians. All of them, the conquistadors and all these imbeciles. And the Americans, they send all that. They want to invade it. They want to impose democracy to everybody. They want to shout their Christian piece of shit garbage of the Bible to everybody else. And these people are pissed off, and they know it. You remember the invasion of Iraq by a piece of shit, zombie God believing imbecile George Bush? It's a new crusader, and there you have it. So that's the problem. So these people, they know that they're going to go to heaven and get virgins and gold and all this for eternity with Allah and the Prophet. And they keep being conditioned constantly. They pray 5 times a day. They're worse than the Psychotics. And they go in mosque and they start killing each other. And blood, I mean, it's just and cutting heads and all that stuff. So now they don't mind going to the United States of America and get killed. They don't mind killing Marines and killing Crusaders and all that stuff. And they know they're going to go to heaven, so their life is meaningless to them. I said they love to be killed. They love for the American imbeciles to get killed. Now, if the stupid Christianity-infected imbeciles in America will take the remains of these idiots, these Islam psychotics, and put pig's blood on it. Pig's blood. And they do all these Arabian ceremonies on the remains. There will not be any more suicide bombers like this. They will not exist, because these people, they are believing all that crap, all the Islamic crap, and the Quran. In the moment that they know that the Americans, they are going to do all these ceremonies on the remains of the suicide bomber, they are going to impede them from going and reaching heaven. So therefore, they will not kill themselves. They will do anything, but they will not commit suicide and try to kill themselves, because they know the Americans are going to ceremony. But the Americans are so stupid; they are not going to do that. They're idiots, they're imbeciles, you know. And they are so ridiculously, so infected with this Christian crap. They keep them ignorant and stupid. They don't know any history. They have no idea. They don't know neurology. They don't know how the brain works. Nothing. They're imbeciles. It's stupid people. The United States is the dumbest, the most ignorant nation on the planet, and therefore, they put these people in jail, and they try to get a psychiatrist and know why this guy shoot people and all that. They don't realize that it's religious psychosis that make these people do what they did. And if they actually, you know, fight a fairy tale with a fairy tale, in other words, putting all this pig blood and all that, and reciting all this stuff with an imam, and then take the remains and dump them in a pig's den, believe me, there will be no more of these terrorists again. They will not do it. They will not kill themselves. And that's a dangerous thing, because these people, their life is meaningless unless they go to heaven. So they're time bombs. You cannot stop them. They can go anywhere. They can terrorize all these stupid Americans. They go in a mall and kill people. And they don't mind being killed. So how are you going to fight them? Very difficult. Unless they do what I tell them to do. Actually fight a psychosis with a psychosis, a fairy tale with a, and sprinkle blood and all this hocus pocus stuff like that. That's the only way you can stop them. The only way. Psychosis. They stop the psychosis with using neurology, using the science of neurology and the psychosis of belief in God to actually fight these idiots. That's the way you fight them with.
Each of the victims, there were 12 people killed. There were 70 other people
See?
wounded. He's also facing
And today also we have the
charge as well. And
trial of the Christ psychosis infected imbecile that believed it was Batman, and he shot all these people.
Which means
it's all religious psychosis.
Here for
it's his
about
brain.
A month in which they'll consider whether he would spend life in prison or receive the death penalty, John. So
Islam psychotic shooting Marines in California, and now the trial of this Christ psychotic.
In honor, who do we expect to be in the
Only the brain.
When this
Amazing. This is called putting pieces with facts, friends. With facts. Religious beliefs are mental illness.
We've been in the courtroom for much of the past 3 months since this trial started, and we have seen a lot of those facts.
Religious beliefs as the HIV of the brain. It's a disease, a mental disease nobody sees. It's a cancer of the brain, extremely dangerous, and it could make our species extinct. And that's a fact. It spreads in church, mosques, and synagogues. But the worst is Christ psychosis is the worst. In Christ psychosis, because it's the first one in the 4th century, 1700 years of this Christian imbecility and delusions. And they impose their disease on everybody. That's what they're doing. That's the reason you have a reaction of the Islam psychotic reaction against Christ psychosis and all that. Missionaries are responsible. This piece of garbage, excreta, that believe in a zombie God that is resurrected by trying to impose their beliefs on everybody else. Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, and all the rest of Christ psychotic infected imbeciles, which today they do all that. In the 1600 were the Christ psychotic of the Catholics that were going everywhere with the conquistadores. Now we have the Protestant imbeciles trying to show their stupid crap on everybody. You see that? Very polite, helpful person. I mean, but quiet and nice, never any problems. But Islam psychotic. See, this is what religious is a mental illness, a very dangerous one. You're a very deeply believer, just like being HIV positive. But in this case, it's a neural array brain virus positive. Happens in any religious psychosis. And those are the ones that you have to be very careful with, is the ones that are very quiet and polite and all that. Those are the dangerous ones. It's like a dogs that bark, they usually don't bite. Be careful with the ones that do not. And you see here, went to the University of Tennessee. Tennessee is Chattanooga. It's a very deeply Christianity-infected state and city. There are Christians all over the place, and they're crusaders. He knows the history of Arabia, the history, the Islamic history, all the atrocities that the Crusader committed. And that is in his mind, because he's taught that. He's a religious person. He's Islam psychotic. He knows the history. He knows the religion. He comes from the Middle East. And he practiced Islam psychotic. He prays and all that, constantly believing all this stuff. And Islam psychotic believing life after death. They believe in eternal bliss over there in heavens with the virgins, with the huris. And so why to live in a place that you have to work and you have to do all this menial stuff over here and putting up with all this disease in the body and problems when you can actually be true to God, and when you die, you are in heaven for eternity? I mean, it's a better idea. If you believe in that, it's better than actually be on earth here, suffering disease and working and put up all the Christianity-infected imbeciles around and the crusaders. So it doesn't have nothing to lose. See? And if he actually kills the Christianity people, the crusaders, he has a reward in heaven, in paradise. It's even better for him. Just like the Crusaders of the 12th century, and the Christian people that actually, if you kill a Jew or you kill an infidel and all that, you cut their heads off or whatever, and you throw them and kill them, you're doing them a favor because they're Christ killers. They kill Christ. And at the moment that you do blood sacrifice to the infidel, then actually you do them a favor because they will go to heaven. They go to Jesus. They go to Christ. And you yourself, as the one responsible for killing them, to kill the Christ killers, you actually given them salvation. That's what the Crusaders believed in the 12th and 11th century. So you see, it is a psychosis. It's okay a long time ago, but not in the 21st century. And these people actually, true believer, it is a problem. It's a disease of the brain. It's like being HIV positive. You never know when the disease is going to become full-blown, and this is exactly what happened here.
About anything radical.
Well, yeah, the FBI can't be everywhere. Rules have changed since 9/11. And before 9/11, the FBI couldn't just surf the internet. And
yeah, these imbeciles, they radicalized.
That something is happening.
If somebody's devout of any religion,
this is if he is.
Hey,
in fact,
they're going to act on their psychosis.
I mean, it's like.
You mean that somebody is devout religion but doesn't believe? Really, then he's not radicalized because he acts normal, he doesn't believe on the delusions?
All right.
And those that believe in the delusions are radicalized? You imbecile!
When you realize
this woman is so stupid!
Stop this from happening again.
Stupid!
An incredible story. Playing with a grandparent.
The only way you stop things like that is from dismantling all the churches, synagogues, and mosques, and define religious beliefs as a mental illness it is. It is a schizophrenia. It's like HIV of the neural array. That's the only time you're going to deal with these problems. But define a religion as a psychosis, a cancer of the brain. Americans will begin to think rational and cured. This organ creates the mind, and when it's sick, it creates the schizophrenia of God belief.